we are diving into dramatic moments where criminals face the anger of victims' families. Get ready for powerful confrontations as emotions run high and justice is sought. Explore the stories behind each clash, showing the impact of crime and the quest for fairness after tragic loss. Keep watching for more. Number 6. Lindy Jones. 19-year-old Lindy Jones is currently facing murder charges in South Carolina. In August 2019, Lindy was involved in the killing of 18-year-old Willie Antoine Fields. After investigations, Lindy and his young brother Jalen Jones were arrested. In court, the victim's mother, Angela Fields, expressed her grief, emphasizing the loss of her only child. The emotional distress was palpable, with Angela's husband, Willie Clay Fields, attempting to console her, but eventually succumbing to his own anguish. Chaos erupted momentarily when emotions overwhelmed Willie, and he demanded space from Lindy. Officers intervened, separating the parties involved. Lindy was eventually sentenced to 35 years in prison, while his brother Jalen received a 6-year sentence in juvenile prison. In court, Lindy Jones faced the weight of his actions as he confronted the grieving family of Willie Antoine Fields. Angela Fields, Willie's mother, delivered a poignant statement expressing the profound loss and devastation inflicted upon her family by Lindy's actions. The emotional intensity of Angela's words reverberated throughout the courtroom, amplifying the gravity of the situation. As emotions ran high, the courtroom atmosphere became increasingly charged. Willie's father, Willie Clay Fields, struggled to contain his anguish, ultimately leading to a physical outburst directed towards Lindy. The chaotic scene underscored the raw emotions and simmering tensions surrounding the case, as loved ones grappled with the pain of losing a cherished family member. Ultimately, Lindy Jones was held accountable for his role in Willie's murder, facing a lengthy prison sentence as a consequence of his actions. The case was served as a sobering reminder of the devastating impact of violence on individuals and communities alike, leaving scars that would linger long after the courtroom proceedings have concluded. Number 5. Frank DeLeon Jr. Similarly, in this next case involving 19-year-old Frank DeLeon Jr., who fatally shot 16-year-old Diamond Alvarez 22 times on January 11, 2023, emotions ran high in the court. Diamond's mother confronted Frank during the trial, but chaos ensued when family members reacted violently. Despite the brawl, Frank was sentenced to 45 years in prison. Frank DeLeon Jr.'s case was marked by tragedy and shock, as the young man found himself at the center of a high-profile murder in South Carolina. The events leading up to the trial painted a chilling picture of violence and betrayal, leaving a community reeling in disbelief. As the details of the crime emerged during the trial, the courtroom became a stage for raw emotions of the victim's family and the haunting reality of senseless violence. Diamond's mother, in particular, stood as a poignant symbol of maternal grief, her anguish palpable as she faced the man responsible for her daughter's untimely death. In court, Frank DeLeon Jr. faced the weight of his actions as he listened to the heart-wrenching testimonies of Diamond's loved ones. The pain and devastation inflicted by his actions were laid bare for all to see, as family members recounted cherished memories and dreams shattered by a senseless act of violence. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, Frank's demeanor in court portrayed a disturbing lack of remorse. His apparent indifference only served to exacerbate the anguish of Diamond's family, amplifying the sense of injustice and betrayal felt by those who had lost so much. Number 4. Tristan Lamoureux. In Utah, 25-year-old Tristan Lamoureux faced charges for the first-degree murder of his wife, 19-year-old Misty Lamoureux, on August 23, 2009. During court proceedings, Misty's brother, Jason Wilson, expressed his feelings, but Tristan's lack of remorse incited further attention. Deputies intervened to prevent any escalation, and Tristan received a sentence of 15 years to life in prison. Tristan's case unfolded against the backdrop of tragedy and betrayal, leaving a community grappling with the aftermath of a senseless act of violence. Charged with the first-degree murder of his wife, 19-year-old Misty, Tristan's trial in Utah shed light on the complexities of intimate partner violence and the devastating impact it had on individuals and families. The events leading up to Misty's death on August 23, 2009, painted a chilling picture of domestic strife and the escalating tensions within the couple's relationship. As details emerged during the trial, it became apparent that Misty had been subjected to a pattern of abuse and manipulation at the hands of her husband, Tristan Lamoureux. In court, the prosecution presented a compelling case against Tristan, highlighting the mounting evidence of his culpability in Misty's murder. Witnesses recounted harrowing accounts of Misty's pleas for help and the escalating violence that ultimately claimed her life, painting a stark portrait of a relationship marked by fear and control. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, Tristan's demeanor in court remained stoic and detached, betraying little remorse for his actions. Number 3. Michael Madison. In Ohio, serial killer Michael Madison faced multiple charges, including 3 counts of murder. During his preliminary hearing, chaos erupted when Michael smirked at the father of one of the victims, resulting in a physical altercation. Despite the disruption, Michael was sentenced to death. Michael's trial in Ohio sent shockwaves through the community as the gruesome details of his crimes came to light. Charged with multiple counts of murder, Madison's actions revealed a chilling disregard for human life and a pattern of violence that terrorized the community. The courtroom became a somber stage for the grieving families of his victims, who bravely faced their tormentor and demanded justice for their loved ones. Madison's lack of remorse only served to deepen the anguish of those affected by his crimes, underscoring the profound impact of his reign of terror on the community. Despite the horror of his crimes, the trial of Michael Madison also served as a testament to the resilience of those affected, who banded together in solidarity to confront the darkness that threatened to consume them. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the community grappled with the painful reality of loss and the urgent need for healing and closure in the wake of unspeakable tragedy. Number 2. Payton Gendron. In New York, 18-year-old Payton Gendron faced multiple murder charges after opening fire at a store, resulting in the deaths of several individuals. Family members of the victims expressed their anguish in court, confronting Payton for his actions. Payton received a sentence of life imprisonment without parole. Payton Gendron's case was really sad and scary. He was accused of shooting many people in New York. The trial was a big deal because so many families lost loved ones. In court, the families of the victims talked about how much pain they were feeling. They wanted Payton to take responsibility for what he had done. Even though there was lots of proof against him, Payton didn't seem very sorry in court. This made the families even more upset. The trial showed how important it is for people to face consequences for their actions, especially when they hurt others. After the trial, the whole community was left feeling sad and hurt. They knew they needed to come together to heal and support each other. Payton's actions showed everyone how fragile life can be and how important it is for us to treat each other with kindness and respect. Number 1. Larry Nassar. In Michigan, Larry Nassar, a sports doctor, faced charges of sexual abuse. Victims and their families addressed the court, expressing their pain and anger towards Nassar. Chaos erupted when one parent lunged at Nassar before he was sentenced to 175 years in prison. In various cases, such as those involving Quinn Bosey, Vashon Flowers, and James Douglas Gonzalez, emotions ran high in court, leading to disruptions and physical altercations. These instances highlight the intense emotional toll experienced by victims and their families during court proceedings involving heinous crimes. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.